Greetings, viewers. Welcome to another edition of The Reading Room. As is our custom nowadays, I will start with a quote from a best-selling author, and I would like you to tell me which book it is from. And the quote is, "In this book, I want to do for our understanding of success what Stewart Wolf did for our understanding of health." I repeat, in this book, I want to do for our understanding of success what Stewart Wolf did for our understanding of health. And as we proceed, let me introduce my guest. My guest is well known to me. His name is Robert Kimani, but I'll allow him to introduce himself and tell us what he does for a living. Karibu sana, Bwana Kimani.
Thank you, Bwana Kimari. My name is Robert Kimani Mwangi, a teacher at Thika High School. I've been teaching there for 17 years. This is my 17th year in class, handling students. And beyond the class, I also happen to represent teachers of in the union, which is the post-primary, KUPPET. I'm the current chairman, KUPPET Kiambu. Thank you, Bwana Kimari.
Thank you. So, Mwalimu, I can call you Mwalimu, right?
Right.
What do you teach?
As a teacher, you normally have two subjects, but because of my background, I started with a diploma at Kenya Science Teachers College. So I have 3 teaching subjects, and one of them is PE, which I have not been teaching, but thanks to the CBE, that now PE is now becoming a subject that can be taught. So I teach PE, computer studies, and mathematics.
So by PE, you mean physical education?
Physical education, right.
Okay, PE.
Yeah.
All right. So what have been some of your experiences as a teacher of Thika? Thika High is a boys' school. So some of your highlights, the top of mind highlights.
The experience has been good. Time bad because there are some bad memories where we have to an extent going to an extent of losing a student. That was my lowest moment when calamity happened. And then there are joyous moments, which are the most events that I have experienced. When you see students celebrating results, you see a young parent or a young student being brought in school, you admit him, you see him as he grows, then he exits the gate at the fourth year, then you see him excelling. Those are the joyous moments that I have seen celebrating the success of the students.
I see. So when you say you lost a student, what are the circumstances under which, or what do you mean you lost a student?
When you're in a school, one of the definition of a school is a micro society representing the macro society. So normal calamities, what happens in life. Like in normal situations, someone may get ill, accident and all that. So in this instance, happened I was a class teacher. And it was on a Saturday. I went to school as usual, going around, and I met with one of my students. We talked with him about general life. Then there was some challenges because he was not performing well. I remember very well he had got 28% in a paper that we had given in mathematics. So he assured me that, Mwalimu, I'll give you an A at KCSE. Then we left each other at around 11:30. Just hanging around in school. But around 1 p.m., I saw the deputy principal's car moving out very fast. So then, on inquiring, a boy had fallen while he was playing. He was our games captain and also the basketball captain. So he fell as he was playing. Then he was rushed to the level 5. I followed the deputy. I saw, coincidentally that day there was an accident at Keno Kabati Highway. So the medics were alert to receive accident victims So I can say that he was received well and fast, but unfortunately, after a few minutes, we lost that student.
Okay.
It was my most down or lowest point in my teaching career.
Sad indeed.
Yeah.
Now, I want us to jump into the matter that is at hand. There have been a lot of school unrests.
Yes.
And I would like to understand, what was the genesis? When did school unrest, in your own estimation, begin? Was there a point in time when they started becoming frequent and widespread?
School unrest have been there
Since time immemorial.
Since time immemorial.
I see.
But what happens is they come like in phases, like a fashion. It comes in this phase, then there is an issue. We have one small issue, it escalates. We have school unrest this year, this period. Then 2-3 years, we had no major incidences. Then they recur. But mostly, when one school have or experiences unrest, then there's one major thing that now comes again, which is peer pressure. When students are at home and they are listening, they are watching, or at the school, listening, watching that this school has gone home. So that mostly plays a very big role, even without having a reason of why they are going home. Maybe a school went home for a genuine reason, or the unrest was founded. Maybe they had an issue that they did not agree with in the school. But once the first school goes home, then the rest mostly is peer pressure. It comes, this school has gone home, so we must also join them.
So you're saying school unrest is infectious.
Exactly.
Now, what are some of the reasons that are genuine causes as to why school unrests arise? Like the genuine ones, the ones that cause the others to respond. What are some of the reasons why students might become unruly?
There may be various, but the major ones I would put these maybe to lack of communication or proper communication between.
So what do you mean by lack of communication?
Yeah, lack of communication, proper communication between the school management and the students. If the school management are not communicating well or fails to communicate well to the student, if they do something, for instance, if there is change in diet, which may be occasioned by one reason or the other, then that, if it is not well packaged and given to the students, then a school unrest may arise. Again, if a policy, and mostly if you look at from history, when you have new administrators, in many cases, the school undergoes some transition. When the school is going this transition, then there is policy change, and some students may wish to retain the status quo, but then they are this resistance to change. So that may be a genuine reason, and this change is for betterment of the student, but the students tend now to resist. The normal situation, even us, when policies are to be introduced, we first resist.
Okay.
Even if those policies are meant to help us, we tend to realize that they were meant to help us later, when maybe we have accepted them or when maybe we have rejected them. And also, I would talk about, when I was talking about peer pressure, it is monkey see, monkey do. For us as adults, when something new is being brought up, when there lack communication, maybe like when we have a bill that is not well explained, then people listen about all here. You get information, pieces of information. Then what do? We resort to be on the street. So the students are seeing us, our sons are seeing us, our daughters are seeing us. They will resort to the same. So if there is that, this policy, there are some school administrators who get into a system and they make drastic changes. But once they explain to the students well, then and they start their farm on the ground, in that case, the changes are able to be adopted easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is communication and change of policy.
Yeah.
Peer pressure.
Yes.
Are there other causes?
Yeah, there are other causes, and maybe this one we can attribute them to maybe parenting.
Parenting.
And I'm talking that as a parent, because at times you see in social places, a child who is 5 years, maybe an average around 5 years or 5 to 7 years, in a supermarket, becoming very chaotic, or a distress to the mother. The mother is unable to control that child. Then the boy grows or the girl grows beyond now the 5 years, 7 years, he goes to school. And when the teacher tries to punish this, or maybe streamline, let me not use the word punish, but streamline the character of this child, parents are up in arms. No, don't touch my son, don't touch my daughter. Then you overprotect this child. Then when you overprotect this child, at home you are unable to control this child, then you are bringing that child to me as a teacher. Do you expect me to do miracles? I will not do miracles. When I try to be firm to this child, at home, things have always been easy. He or she is the one who says what to be done. So in that case, when he comes to school, then, and I'm there dictating that this must be followed. And if he is against it, then definitely we'll have a collision. And that may result to that. Also, we have social media somehow plays a very big role, in the sense that for me, I don't talk about negative social media, because when you talk about social media, people will always talk about the negative aspect of social media. I look at social media as a good tool for development in terms of academic and all that. But there is the aspect of the negative social media. So negative social media, the ethos that we have lacking in the society, when they learn them in the society, then social media will influence them. Maybe I am a good TikToker and all that. I want to go home and see, maybe look at my views, or maybe they want to create something. So in that case, they may be influenced to go home. And also, whatever they are seeing, the social media, and comparing to what is in school, what they are lacking in school, then in that case, some of them may just go. That's a very flimsy reason why maybe student may wish to go, but it is a very serious reason. As students, maybe they want to access, because they have been hooked for a month or so in the social media, but once they go back to school, they don't have access. So they would wish to go back home and maybe have that experience and exposure.
I had a parent for the weekend who raised that and said that's one of the reasons. And I was actually very dismissive until you have confirmed that that's the reason, that they want to create unrest so that they can go back to their phones.
Exactly.
I see. Is there possibly another reason why?
Of course, there's drug and substance abuse. Mm-hmm. When you talk about drug and substance abuse, there is supply and all that. Mm. If a school realizes that these people maybe put measures that will deter them from engaging in drug and substance abuse, then they may wish to go home so that they can get them. Or when they use these drugs, they are unable to reason. So they do some acts which are not good, or which may provoke the others, or maybe incite the other students, so they can go home, either to go get the supply or the action after taking those drugs. Now they make them not to reason. So that's, in that case, they would go home, maybe because of drug and substance abuse.
Okay.
We also have immoralities. Sometimes we have heard of schools whereby students are ganging up against other students if those social ills or evils are happening in a school, but that may not be very strong in our country, whereby students can gather and maybe condemn a social ill. But there are students who can do that, whereby students can come in and maybe condemn a social ill that is happening in the society. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you are also you double up as a guidance and counseling teacher.
Yes.
Isn't your role to guide students so that they don't end up that way? Or what does guidance and counseling, what does it entail to be a guidance and counseling teacher in a high school?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I'm the assistant head of department, guidance and counseling, Thika High School. I have served the department for the longest time, over 10 years. And before I answer that, I would wish us to look at the time that schools are at home because of unrest, vis-a-vis the time is when students are in school. So over 95% of the time, students are
at home, or at school,
at school.
Rather. Yes.
So
unrest is only about
unrest
5%.
is only 5%
Okay.
of their time, or maybe even 1% a week or two
Okay.
in a whole year. So the guidance and counseling teachers are doing so much.
So we should give them a 95%.
We
score.
give them money
Okay.
because they have contained our students.
Okay.
So this is the only time that lapses. Maybe there is a lapse in the control. But again,
the only, just before I now allow you to continue, just to interject on that is, it's like me going to a dentist and I have a toothache rather, and the dentist is telling me, but you should be happy that you have 41 teeth that are not aching.
yes.
I'm just trying to emphasize my point of how the parents are viewing it, but yes, explain to us what you would do. This 95% success rate.
Yeah.
Can break it down for us.
Yeah, what we do in guidance and counseling, and not that the guidance and counseling is done by teachers, by specific teachers. One of the mandate or responsibility of a teacher, when you get into a school, a teacher is a counselor. All teachers are counselors. There are cases, there are units that we learn, specific units for guidance and counseling. When you're doing education, the methodology. And that is the reason why an engineer will not be admitted to be a teacher by the Teacher Service Commission, because he has not met those qualifications of leading those units. So those units, like now guidance and counseling, it's done at that level. How to handle students. So all teachers, as they leave or as they graduate, they wear the cap of a guidance and counseling master. It's only that in a school scenario, the way we divide that, you head this department, you head this department, or you belong to this department. So the guidance and counseling teachers are set aside. But all teachers are guidance and counseling teachers. Now, coming to your question, guidance and counseling teachers, what do? One, we are having a very big problem in high schools, and this is a social problem, whereby we are having, don't want to say broken marriages or single parenthood, because even kids from single parents are very strong, but our family ties are not as strong as they were when we were being brought up. So that now comes out clearly in schools, because when students come, we as guidance and counseling teachers, we offer that shoulder for students to lean on. How do we do that? We are able to identify a student. And I also happen to be, because of the guidance and counseling department, we also deal with discipline issues of the student. So when we are dealing with over 80% of the discipline issues that we deal with in school, the root cause emanates from home.
80%?
Around 80% of major cases.
Okay.
You will find that the root cause is from home when you interrogate a student further. So the work of a guidance and counseling teacher is to make the school environment conducive for the student. How do you make it conducive? It is just pinpointing, first laying the policies that have been laid by the school about living or observing those school ethos or ethics, made student maintain the ethics. Then when now you're having those issues about maybe a family set of family issues, you come and try to offer not really a solution, but alternative heaven to these students. They come to us, they talk to us, they tell us about stories. Some students during holidays, they experience fights in their homes, drug and substance abuse by parents. Then they come and share those with us. Maybe even from their peers, their siblings. Sometimes you find them talking and telling us, this is what happened. This is what happened. I want help. There are those who are in other behaviors whereby they will come to us and seek a solution because they are willing. And lucky enough, at that age of the students, they tend to listen to teachers. They tend to trust teachers. Sometimes they come to teachers and tell teachers, I want you to call mom. You know, you did this and this happened, but I don't want mom to know it, that I told you. How can you help me? How can you engage mom? So using our knowledge, we are able now to engage now the parent. But we try to make students at that time, their environment in school to be learner friendly.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of psychological way of having that student comfortable in school.
So are there success outcomes that you can point out that you are able to resolve this 95%, you're able to resolve at the school level? Some scenarios that you can paint for us to appreciate what it is that you actually do.
Yeah, there are many scenarios. But I want maybe to give like drug and substance abuse. One, there's a time I got a student long time ago, and a boy came to me and told me that I think I want to stop this behavior. Which behavior? I mean drugs, and I'm this. And do you have any route? Yes. Where is it? This one. And he gave it to us. He volunteered. And he was able to volunteer and give us even the others, those that they were using together. What do? In many cases, people would think that if a student is caught in drug and substance abuse, the first thing is to send those students home. No. We do internal guidance and counseling. Then, after that, we also have school policy. Because the same way in the country, we are governed by a constitution. So even if you do something not intending, like when we talk about manslaughter and murder. Manslaughter, you never intended to kill a person, but you have killed this person. The constitution, the law will have to take its course. You have to go to jail, then the judge will have to give you the punishment, a lighter punishment, not like the murder case. So the same we do when we get these students, when the students come to us, and maybe they are telling us there is the issue of masturbation that goes with many students, boys being with a boys' school. Mm-hmm. It emanates, most of these cases, they emanate even from primary school. Mm-hmm. When a boy comes and tells you that I'm in it, as a teacher, what do? You talk with the boy, you walk with the boy, so that even beyond when they are at home, sometimes we do even call to make follow-up. Extra time that you are at home, you're on holiday, but you remember there is a son called Kemari who came to me, explained to me this issue and all that. So then you make that follow-up. And also at times it comes when you have to engage the parent. They will come to us and tell us, don't engage the parent. In that case, you don't engage the parent directly. So, but you can engage him or her indirectly without the knowledge of the boy or with the knowledge of the boy, so that at least you can try and help the boy.
Okay. So
there are some, and also academic, because the sole reason why students go to school is for academic excellence.
Correct.
So there are issues that a student will come and tell you that when I am trying to study in class, I'm only fantasizing. I'm only seeing my girlfriend. I'm only seeing the fights that are at home. I'm unable to read. So in guidance, you start doing career guidance. You guide the student how to maybe now study habits. Know that we deal with those ones. In a school setup, there are many forums or how things are structured. We have what we call peer counselors, because not all issues that will be brought in to the teacher. There are some issues that students can just cancel each other in class. So in that case, schools put peer counselors. Actually, if you work best with the schools with the best peer counseling club or students who are trained in peer counseling, they avert many issues blowing up, because these students are ambassadors in their classes of selling the sense or to the others, or hammering sense in others in the class, the lower class level.
Okay.
So peer counseling also helps so much in handling those issues. Not only teachers handle those bigger cases.
Okay.
And how do those teachers handle? There is personal counseling, where students are counseled one-on-one. And in that case, the guidance and counseling departments, it is advocated that for those counseling, guidance and counseling masters' offices to be somewhere, not really secluded, but somewhere private, such that students will not feel intimidated. Those teachers who are in the guidance and counseling, they also advised that you be friendly, as friendly as possible to the students, because so that you can be an approachable teacher for students when they have issues to come to you. So, but also teachers can do counseling. When we go to class, it is always emphasized, out of the 40 minutes that you have, just throw a word, take a minute or two to counsel those students, because things are happening. There are things that parents don't tell them. So that one would be like group counseling incorporated in the teaching and learning process. But we also have sessions where we group the actual counseling. We get, once a school term opens, we get topics that we need to talk to the students. And they are varied, because the challenges of maybe a Form 4 are not the same as the challenges of a grade 10 student or a Form 2 or a Form 3 student. So in that context, we sit down at this guidance and counseling department, which we incorporate the class teachers. So the class teachers come to give us what is this challenge that you're having. Maybe some will talk about, if it's about settling in school, then maybe you find that Form 2s will organize to have a session for maybe settling in school. Maybe a certain behavior. You realize there is a certain behavior that is not happening in these. We select them in terms of forms. We give them it, and in this group counseling, it can also be done by an outsider, professional counselors. We invite them to come and talk to our students. So we can do it. And also, when we have those who are in boarding schools, they're dorm meetings. When you have dorm meetings, the dorm masters, we are trying to make students or parents, teachers carry that tag of also a parent, because they are parents. So when teachers are assigned dorms or houses, what they do during the house meetings, they go there and do a bit of counseling. Yes.
I see. You're also an author.
Yes.
So you've written a book titled The Teen of Teens.
Yeah.
Tell us, what was the inspiration? Why did you write this book?
Basically, I have said I wanted to celebrate my teen or my years of service. No, we normally celebrate a year of service when we are retiring.
True.
So I realized that my years of service are at teenage. So what can I do to just talk, give this thing or just have like a celebration of my teenage year. No, though I'm also a father of a teenager.
Okay.
So a daughter, that matter. So I thought that as a father, I have experience with my child. I have an experience as a teacher, and my teaching profession is at teenage. So when I combine all this, can I get something out of it? So that's when I thought of, let me just jot down my experience as a teacher.
Okay.
With the students. Of course, in counseling, we don't talk about direct cases, but my experience, so that parents or guardians can, if they read this book, they are able to understand the teens. Because there are cases whereby a student is totally lost, but at the end, the child succeeds. Or the other cases whereby you think that the person is a very good person. You see a very good student in class, but behind the scene, when this student goes to sleep, in class as a teacher, you are seeing a very good student, very responsible student, but the child is hurting and crying. So we have those experiences. Those are the experiences that I bundled together to give me the book. The book target audience is the parent, even the teen themselves. It is an encouragement to them because it has so many stories about teenagers' experiences. Even that we talked about social media and also addiction. There is a story of a boy who was addicted, who would sneak in, go to the computer lab, and just to play a game.
Calvin Kiprut.
Yes, Calvin.
Okay. My favorite character, actually.
Yes. So this boy would hide in the computer lab, would pretend to be a very good student to the teachers, but he is hiding there and also making a club so that he can now get into other people. Finally, what does it happen? I don't want to preempt it, but you just read and learn about.
So is Calvin a fictitious character, or is it based on a real life experience?
It's a fiction.
Okay.
It's not a real experience, but it's an experience which is closer to a real
life experience.
Yes.
I see.
Actually, those cases, the book is talking about boys in Turkana, girls in Mombasa, getting addicted to drugs and substance abuse. We have others in Kisumu. So the book is cut. The stories are fiction stories cutting across, creating a scenario of a real experience. Because like those in Turkana, the challenges that are there about coding and all that, a boy in the desert and he is able to do coding. It is possible. So the stories are there. There are many.
Kalakol. Is it called Kalakol, or what is the name? Kalakol.
Yeah, Kalakol.
So have you got any reactions from people who have read the book, and what kind of reactions have you received with regard to the book?
I launched the book last year in December, and the feedback that I have not been able to maybe market it so much, but the feedback from the few those who have read. Kenyans, we are told that there's a joke that goes that if you want to hide something, hide it in books. The reading culture in our country is not very big, because I sometimes challenge people. I like the way you are telling me, boy in Karakol.
Most people don't tell you such things.
Yes, because they have not read the book. They came during the launch, or they asked for that book. They get the book. They read the first page.
They demanded that you sign a copy.
Yes, you sign a copy. It's kept there. So the feedback for the few those who have read, actually there's somebody who told me, I'm doing the second round of your book.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So for those who've never read,
a very senior person in this country told me that I got this experience after the school issue, Unrest and all that. I'm doing the second round of your book.
Okay.
Yes.
So for those of them who have not read, so what would you like to tell them about what to expect in the book?
Basically, the book is talking about real life Kenyan stories, experiences of students you understand them, of teens rather, we need to understand them. Their family issues, many family issues. We have Chuchu, who is a very good student, doing all great in games and all that. But when performance came down, the parents are quarreling her in their house. Then she stands out and tells the parent, "No, you are the people who are sponsoring me to go for these games, for these trips. So are you telling me that I'm not? Are you condemning the trips that you have sponsored?" The student is Chuchu is able to like put sense to their parent, need to support me. And then she says in her, as she concludes, somewhere she says that she writes that education was yours. I want to get to this path, because hers, she was more of art oriented, but the parents or her teachers, they wanted her to go to the science oriented pathway, but hers is the other route. So she is excelling in sports, in drama, in music. In that is her side, but the parents are doing the contrary. So if you read that kind of a story as a parent, you're able to understand and listen to your child. Because Chuchu, at times, she is almost even writing a suicidal note, living a suicidal note. But she walks up and down the whole town. She gets another experience at night. When she comes back in the morning, the experience changes her. So if you read that kind of a story, you'll be able to understand. We have seen students committing suicide, leaving behind a suicidal note. So how do they emanate? It's because the experiences, the pressure, some of us parents, we put too much pressure to the students. Then when they go to schools, the teachers put too much pressure on them. And what is happening to the society? The society is also putting too much pressure or expectation. We have Moas Wangi from Kariako. So Moas is able to hide himself, try to go to the parking lot and posing with vehicles, so that, and putting them on social media handles. Then somebody uses his account to get money. So these are things that are happening. They are real stories that are happening. They are fiction, yes, but they are real stories that are happening. So if you read the book, you are able to understand the teenagers more and more.
All right, thank you. So there you have it, our viewers. We've come to the end of another session with Mwalimu Robert Kimani, and I look forward to seeing you during the next episode. Have a lovely day.